What's up, golf fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Press Podcast. I'm Jeff Hartman, your host on this Wednesday show where I give a preview of the upcoming event, in this case, the Valero Texas Open. But we always have to take a look back, though, at our picks from last week. I'm not that guy that's just going to gloss over a bad week. I'm not going to gloss over a good week. I'm going to go back and give you pick by pick. How did we do last week? In this case, the Texas Children's Houston Open at Memorial Park Golf Course. So let's go back and remind everyone that last week it was slated that Scottie Scheffler was going to be in the field. He withdraws. And so that changes a lot. It changes how everything is being wagered. It changes what is being offered at the sports books. It changed everything. So here you have Scottie Scheffler was supposed to be plus 325 odds, but he's out of the field. Now Minwoo Lee at plus 1,800 and then gets shifted to plus 1,500 is the odds-on favorite. Chris Gotterup plus 2,500, Jake Knapp plus 2,150, Sam Burns, and Brooks Koepka 2,400 round out the top five. So I was all in on Scottie Scheffler. I thought it was going to be a great tune-up for the Masters. He's done well at this tournament before, but he's out. So I went with Chris Gotterup as my odds-on favorite at plus 2,050. And he played good golf. He was on that Chasing Sunday documentary at the Players Championship. And he said at the very end, if you watched, he goes, man, just get me to Houston. And that meant that he was taking a week off after the Players. He's talked about he was tired. I thought he was going to play well, and he did. A top 10 finish, but not quite winning it that we thought. So Chris Gotterup doesn't cash as our favorite pick. I went with Brooks Koepka at plus 2,400 for the odds for the long shot. Man, what happened to Brooks Koepka? Misses the cut entirely. Did not see that coming from Brooks. And nonetheless, obviously, we have yet to hit a long shot play since starting our picks last season. Let's go to our top 5, top 10, and top 20. Top 5, I took a flyer. I was going to do Scottie Scheffler at minus 130. He's out. I thought Ricky Fowler, who needed a top 5 finish, would really perform well. No, he misses the cut. He needed that top 5 finish to get into the Masters field. He misses the cut. So that doesn't play. Sam Burns started out really well on Thursday and even on Friday, but had a pretty average weekend in a tournament like this where 21 under wins. You can't win with average. He finishes tied for 21st, far cry from the top 5 picks, so that doesn't cash. Top 10 was where we made our money this week, though, or last week, I should say. Minwoo Lee at plus 176 to be in the top 10. I took it. He finished tied for third, so that cashes. And I took Chris Gotterup at plus 225 to be in the top 10. He finishes tied for 6. So both of our top 10 finishes cash. That was where we won our money last week. Top 20. Man, we came close. We came close to doubling this up. Shane Lowry at plus 178 and Alex Smalley at plus 198. Shane Lowry finishes tied for 28th. Alex Smalley tied for 21st. Oh, Smalley, just one shot would have gotten you into the top 20. Man, we're so close, but we don't hit on any of those. In terms of bonus, Tom Kim, I had him as a top 30 play. He finishes tied for 56. His game has really dropped off. You also had a top 10 parlay of Brooks Koepka and Jake Knapp. Although Jake Knapp did, Brooks Koepka misses the cut. And the margin of victory of 2 shots does not play out. Therefore, 5-shot margin of victory. We don't make any money off of our bonus plays. We went 2 for 8 in the most important place, and not bad. 0 for 3 on the bonuses. Can we do better this week? That is the question as we head to the Valero Texas Open, TPC San Antonio, the Oaks course, par 72, 7,438 yards, the final tune-up before the Masters tournament. Let's look at past winners. In 2025, Brian Harman wins. 2024, Akshay won. 2023, Corey Connors. And 2022, JJ Spawn was crowned the champion at the Valero Texas Open. Let's take a look at the odds-on favorites. Tommy Fleetwood is the odds-on favorite. It was probably going to be Colin Morikawa, but he withdrew from the field, still citing the injured back. That's going to scare off plenty of people looking to put him into the winnings in the Masters coming up next week. But Tommy Fleetwood plus 1,375 is the odds-on favorite to win. Ludwig Oberg at plus 1,500 is second. Russell Henley at plus 1,700, third. And then Robert McIntyre plus 1,700 and fourth. And then Jordan Spieth actually rounds out the field at plus 1,850. No, it's some big names there. Some big names. It's a very top-heavy field, though, if you look at it. Let's take a look at our picks for this week. My favorite and long shot plays. Favorite. I'm going to go with Ludwig Oberg. We haven't seen Ludwig since his Players collapse at the Players Championship on the back nine. He's plus 1,500 odds to win. I like Ludwig to be bouncing back. I feel like if there's a guy, Shane Lowry collapsed. We saw Berger collapse, Daniel Berger collapse as well. I feel like if there's a player that's like not going to be, he's kind of unflappable in this regard, it would be Ludwig Oberg. I've got Ludwig to win plus 1,500. Long shot. I'm going to go with the guy who plays pretty well at the beginning of the season, but then it kind of tails off historically. I'm going to go with Maverick McNeely at plus 2,250. Maverick McNeely, 2,250. That's my long shot play to for the overall outright winner. Now we go to top 5, top 10, and top 20. Top 5, I'm going to go with Ludwig at plus 315. I think that if he doesn't win, he's still going to be close, plus 315. I'm also going to go with Tommy Fleetwood in the top 5 at plus 285. So our top 10, top 5 picks are Ludwig Oberg and Tommy Fleetwood. Let's go to top 10. I'm going to go with Sepp Straka at plus 255. He's a guy that I tend to think his game plays well in Texas. So 255, top 10 Sepp Straka. I'm also going to go with Hideki Matsuyama, top 10. That's plus 200. So our top 10 plays, Sepp Straka and Hideki Matsuyama. Top 20, I'm going to go with JJ Spawn. He won this in 2022. You got to think that his game should be trending in the right direction heading into the first major. Plus 146 odds to be in the top 20. And I'm also going to go with Tony Finau. He needs a better performance than a top 20. I think he needs to win or have a top 5 finish to get into the Masters. But Tony Finau is going to have a lot on the line. Plus 220 odds. I like Tony Finau top 20. I like JJ Spawn and Tony Finau in the top 20. What about our bonus plays, right? Bonus plays. Let's go with the double play. So either of these players win, we win. If Ludwig Oberg or Russell Henley win, plus 840 odds, that's our play. Next, Max Homa. Max Homa is plus 225 to be a top 30 player. All he has to do is finish in the top 30. I like Max Homa to try and find a way to get that done. And then we're going to take a shot at the winning margin. I'm going to go with 3 shots. I've been doing the 1 or 2 shots. To be honest, a lot of these tournaments, especially wire-to-wire winners like we saw last week in Gary Woodland, like we saw earlier this year with Justin Rose, they have been dominant performances. So I'm going to go with a 3-shot victory plus 600 odds. So the bonus plays Ludwig or Russell Henley to win, plus 840. Max Homa top 30, plus 225, and the winning margin of 3 shots at plus 600. The Valero Texas Open, the last tournament before the Masters. Will we continue a streak? We do have a streak. We're on a 2-week streak heading into this tournament. We'll see how we do. I want to encourage everyone to check out my podcast tomorrow. 2-man scramble coming up, all about goal setting, wild goal setting. Check that out tomorrow. If you missed yesterday's podcast where I chose to talk about the positives, and when I say positives, I chose to talk about Gary Woodland and less about the negatives, that is Tiger Woods. Check out that podcast. Had a lot of fun doing that. And again, Fairways and Dreams, wherever you get your podcasts. I do appreciate everyone for listening and watching, but that does it for me. He finishes out. Be safe, be kind, and God bless. We'll see you tomorrow on his 2-man scramble. Take it easy.